What if I told you the billionaire started his journey selling garbage bags for $3 a box? No Silicon Valley connections, no generational wealth, just a broke 12-year-old kid and a dream too big to ignore. Today, Mark Cuban sits on a portfolio worth over $5 billion, investing in everything from startups to the NBA. But this story, it's not about wealth. It's about transformation. How a kid with $60 and relentless ambition built a future so powerful it couldn't be ignored. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how you can do the same, regardless of where you're starting. Because let's face it, if Mark Cuban can turn garbage bags into generational wealth, you might want to stop scrolling TikTok and take notes. Mark Cuban didn't grow up in a mansion. He grew up in Pittsburgh, in a working class family where dreaming big wasn't encouraged. It was considered unrealistic. At age 12, Cuban wanted a pair of basketball shoes. His dad didn't just say no, he handed him a life lesson. You want new shoes? Find a way to pay for them. So Cuban did. He started selling garbage bags door to door. Not lemonade, not candy, garbage bags. Why? Because everyone needs them. And nobody else was doing it. Let that sink in. At 12, he understood product market fit better than most adults do now. He made his first $60 from that hustle, and it was the first spark in a lifetime of calculated moves. Now, here's the real kicker. Most people make their first $60 and spend it. Cuban used his as fuel, to read, to learn, to think differently. He wasn't chasing money, he was chasing leverage, and that's what separated him. But the real grind? That didn't start until he was broke, sleeping on a floor with 6 guys and fired from his job for making a sale. Mark moves to Dallas in his 20s. No bed, no job, no safety net. He finally lands a gig at a computer shop. And what does he do? He closes a massive $15,000 sale. Sounds like a win, right? Not quite. His boss fires him for not staying behind the counter. Fired for being too good at your job. Welcome to the paradox of average workplaces. But Cuban didn't sulk. He saw opportunity. He started his own company, Micro Solutions. No investors, no funding. Just cold calls, long hours, and insane conviction. He taught himself how to configure computers, network systems, and build custom tech stacks before the internet was cool. Most people wait until they feel ready. Cuban jumped into a billion-dollar industry before it even had a name. Within 7 years, he sold Micro Solutions for $6 million. And this is where the average person would retire, buy a yacht, and vanish. But Mark, he was just getting warmed up. Because the next bet he made, it would make him a billionaire. And it was based on a technology most people thought was a joke. The year is 19. People still think the internet is a nerd thing. Cuban saw something different, the future of media. With his college buddy Todd Wagner, he created Broadcast.com, a company that streamed sports and radio online. This was before YouTube, before Spotify, before high-speed internet. Basically, they were streaming audio over dial-up. Most people laughed. Cuban didn't care. He doubled down, pushed through the tech limitations, and grew the company like wildfire. In 1999, Yahoo bought Broadcast.com for $5.7 billion in stock. But here's where the genius happens. Cuban immediately hedged the Yahoo stock. He knew the dot-com crash was coming. He protected his wealth before it could vanish. Wealth isn't just about making money, it's about keeping it. That one decision, locking in his value, is what allowed Cuban to invest in startups, buy the Dallas Mavericks, and build a diversified empire. He didn't just get rich. He built a portfolio designed to last generations. But here's the twist no one talks about. And as a billionaire, Mark Cuban still acts broke, and it might be the smartest thing he does. So what does Mark Cuban do now that he's worth billions? He buys in bulk, clips coupons, drives a modest car. And when he invests, it's not in hype, it's in value. He once said, "The greatest mistake people make is thinking they need a lot of money to start building wealth." Cuban lives by 3 rules: avoid debt like the plague. Only invest in what you understand. Be so good they can't ignore you. If you're in your 20s right now, you are in your most powerful decade. What you do in the next 5 years will echo for the next 50. This isn't just a story about money. It's a story about discipline, vision, and bold execution. Cuban didn't wait for the right moment. He created it. And if you're still waiting for permission to start, this video was your permission slip. What you do next is up to you.